are listening to WHOA Podcast, coming to you from Gainesville, Florida. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the WHOA GNV Podcast, the Coronavirus Sessions, bringing you daily interviews with some of Gainesville's finest to talk about how we are going to be navigating through just the circumstances with this coronavirus and how it's impacting small businesses and really just our community, and ready to get into it. So Michael Dees, what is up? My co-host, my man, how are you?
Dude, I'm doing well this morning. We're recording on this is a Monday morning, and it's funny, even working in remote life, Monday still feels like Monday to me. Like you wake up, I don't know, I actually got up early this morning, went for my run, so kind of getting back in the routine. But then, you open the inbox and you got a flood of inboxes, flood of voicemails, everything. So it kind of felt like a Monday today, but I'm doing well. It's I don't know. I like having something to do. It's exciting. So.
You could work all weekend, so you don't have a flood of emails on Monday morning.
It's funny because I think there's this perception, even in my family and friends, there's this perception that like, oh, things are easy now, and that's a little bit true because it's not as like I don't want to say it's not as stressful. It's definitely as stressful, but it's not like that front-facing customer interaction all the time. So there's a little bit less stress in that world. But also, it's like I still punch a time clock, and I'm still working just as much as I work normally. I'm still putting a lot of time, answering a lot of emails and stuff, answering a lot of calls, off hours, weird hours, stuff like that. So in that regard, it hasn't changed much at all. But I think that's good. It helps me stay in more of a routine.
I'm more stressed than I've ever been.
It doesn't at all surprise me. I mean, especially on your end. I mean, Collin's been handling all of the paperwork side of things, all the relief. I mean, everything that we were doing before all this started. But then all the relief stuff happens, all the paperwork you got to file to make sure that we're getting that aid, and you've been handling all that. So first of all, thank you. But yeah, I'm sure it's been a lot more stressful for you in that regard.
Yeah, I've been, I thought it was kind of ironic that they like released all that stuff on a Friday, because half of the banks didn't have any of it working, and then it like came up on like Saturday. So I'm up on Saturday morning, like trying to fill out the applications. I'm like texting bankers and like trying to get everything situated, and it was all on a Saturday. I'm going to apologize to our audience because, like, of course, like as I would sit down to do a podcast, like my neighbors would be cutting their grass in the backyard. My remote office is the patio right now. So anyway, want to get right into this. But before we do, I'm going to thank all of our sponsors. How about that? I got Darshak Account Insurance, Crime Prevention Security Systems, Advantage Personnel Resources, and Realtor Andy Malden. All four of these sponsors have been just so dedicated to us throughout this entire first quarter, and now that we're getting into the second quarter, still sticking with us. Love these guys. So definitely support all of our sponsors through this, and we're gonna get into it. So I'm gonna let our guest introduce herself and her business. Chaya, ready, set, go.
Well, hey, whoa, I'm on the Whoa podcast.
Yes,
Thanks
you
so
are.
much. That's so nice to be with you guys and to meet Mike and such. I wish it was under better circumstances, but I appreciate the opportunity to come on and be here and talk with you guys. So
yeah, so tell our audience, well, first tell them who you are and just give us a little, 1 minute background of like what your business is and what you do.
So my name is Chaya Sharon-Heller, and I run a business called Ayurveda Integrative Healing Arts. We're a healing arts business. And what I do is multifaceted. I do a lot of different things within our business. So massage therapy, and I'm in my studio right now where we offer massage therapy. And I also teach massage courses for massage therapists to get their continuing education credits for their license. And I'm an Ayurvedic practitioner. So Ayurveda is a science of life. It involves health coaching and yoga therapy. I'm a yoga therapist. So it's really looking at a person's all aspects of their life, working with them on all levels, the physical, energy, mind, emotions, spirituality, and it involves body treatments, cleansing, rejuvenating. So it is really multifaceted, and I've been doing it a very long time. So that's what I do here, and I help people feel better, find their purpose, live their purpose, just kind of total well-being.
So I've already got a couple of questions. I imagine there's a lot of ways that this virus has affected you and the way you run business. But first and foremost, you're probably not doing many massage therapy trainings via Zoom. So
exactly,
that's one thing that, you know, all this technology, all these pivots that we can do, that's probably not really helping you out. So what are some ways you've tackled this like change that you've been forced to deal with?
You know, it's been an interesting dance because we were really busy, you know, coming after the new year. That's a really busy time for our practice. You know, people have their New Year's resolutions. We're getting back, and we were really busy. And I have an intern program with students from UF. So they were back from the semester, and we just had all these projects we were working on. And I had some clients that were doing big programs with me and training. So then this comes, and all of a sudden, clients are canceling, they're not coming in for their massage, and then we get the statewide stay at home. And I'm also thinking, you know, this is contact, this is close with people. And so that phased out. March 13th was my last session. And the courses, I have students that come from all over, and they were messaging me, we can't come. So it was rescheduling. Some people wanted refunds. That was stressful. We were really trying to do workarounds. We wanted to accommodate people, make them happy. Most of the students were good with rescheduling. There was one in particular that was a week-long program. We had to reschedule a whole week of bodywork training, and we had to refund that. So there's been, and we were so busy, and it was just like I was going to take a little breather and a little break. And this hit, it was like, you know, people think, oh, you're taking a breather. Well, I was supposed to take a breather. There was no breather, because it was like, oh, let's pivot. Let's see, you know, and all of a sudden my inbox is filling, and people are contacting me, and I see all of the local businesses doing this flip into Zoom. So not only was I just recently learning a new computer, now I'm learning all this new technology. So, I mean, the silver lining is I'm growing and learning technologies that I didn't work with before. But you're right. How do you bring massage onto this platform? So, you know, like I said, my background's varied. So I'm kind of flipping into, I teach people relaxation. So I have some recordings, some yoga nidra, which is a guided relaxation. So I have some recordings that I usually give to my clients. So they're on my website, and anyone can use them. So I've been flipping into creating content and trying to just deliver content to the public to keep people healthy, to contribute to everybody's situation. And I can do health coaching through Zoom. I can do Ayurvedic consultations. So, but, you know, right now, I think that's not on people's minds right now. So you know, it's been quiet in that. And I've been working, like you said, harder, never took that break, have been working pretty hard and trying to flip into an online platform. We started a Facebook group, Zooming everything yoga and Ayurveda, and trying to put out yoga and relaxation. And I think we'll be doing some lunch and learns with Ayurvedic education, you know, how to take care of yourself and stay relaxed. So I don't know how long this is going for. I don't know what the future is going to be for this. So right now we're flat. Like there's, you know, everything online. You see so many people. You know, I don't have a platform where people aren't paying me for these things. I'm just contributing. I'm hoping that being in the community, serving the community in this way, that, you know, when people are ready to come back around, they'll keep us in mind, and we'll be back to where we were.
I'm interested because it seems like, at least, I mean, we opened and we talked about, like, you know, how in a lot of ways this is more of a stressful time than business as usual. And for somebody that's focused on relaxation and stress relief, it almost seems like, outside of the inability to have the physical component and the interaction, face-to-face interaction, that, like, if there is ways that it seems like there should be ways that you should be doing better, because people should be looking to relieve that stress, or are they just not prioritizing it because they're putting themselves on the back burner while focusing on their businesses, focusing on their personal life, focusing on the health of their family and loved ones, Like,
I think that's true. It's, we're going to go through a wave, I think. It's like we're grieving, and we're grieving a way of life, and everyone grieves in different ways. So, people are going through all these emotions, and we're going to see a mixture of things. And so, there are people that are all over the place. They do, they may focus on it here, then they're on something else, and they'll stream around, see what's online, and go from one thing to another. I think it's, what I've learned and how I like to work is forming relationships with people so that you can be there for them, and that you pick one thing that's your thing that you can anchor in. Like, have an anchor that helps you relax. And like, if you keep doing to different things all the time, the body doesn't ever really digest it. And it works better if you can stay with one thing. And I don't see people doing that. Like you said, they're kind of all over the place. I think some people are here and there. I put on a couple of yoga classes and I put them out there, and I saw some people popping in and popping out, popping in and popping out. Some people stayed on. Then someone told me the music doesn't translate. I didn't know that. Like, when you play music through the program, it doesn't sound as good on the other side. So now I need to adjust, and maybe not, but then I started using live music, playing harmonium, and they said that worked. So I may flip into doing something. So I'm kind of figuring it out, as I go along. I teach a yoga teacher training, and this past weekend was one of the modules. It was the fourth weekend module, and we did it on Zoom. So that was different. And we're still figuring that out. How are we going to finish this program? I have one student that will be moving away after the program was supposed to end. So, in terms of lengthening the program to wait, that wouldn't work for her. So we're trying to figure out how to make it all work. So I had a busy weekend teaching that online. But that program, like I said, we're in the fourth month. We started back in January. So it's a small group of people, and we're figuring out how to make that work. The Yoga Alliance did give us permission to teach a couple of the modules on the Zoom, because traditionally you have to be live with a person. So it's been different. Maybe this is going to become our new normal. I wonder what the future is going to be. You'd think that people would come on, and I think there are people that do look for these relaxation methods, but those may be the people that are doing them all along the way. They've been doing them, and so that they stay with them. I don't know if someone's going to start something new right now, though this is the perfect time in a way for that. Everything's turned upside down. It's telling us something. It's telling us to look at how we live, and kind of moving us into a new way of being, maybe more contemplative, more localized. We're going to be doing things more with our communities, even if they're online.
Right. So I'll be honest, I didn't know there was a Yoga Alliance, but I imagine, at least in my mind, like, it'd be something that's rooted in history, tradition, ritual. Were they quick to make that change to say, hey, you can do this online, because they were looking around and saying, we've got to be able to adapt?
It took about 2 weeks, and I'm a member of many associations, so I started getting notifications, even from the NCB-TMB, the National Certification Board for Therapeutic Massage. So I teach the CEU programs. I'm a provider for them, and they've even given us permission to move some of our classes onto Zoom. We have to resubmit the course again, and get permission for each course. And I didn't go that route because my students that were already registered just didn't want to do it. They said they don't even want to do it. They want to postpone. So I just went with that. And, the courses that I had already designed were designed to come to the course, and you give the massage and you receive the massage. How are you going to do that online? You're going to massage a pillow? Like, what? I don't know how that would, you're not going to get to receive it and feel it. but these associations did pivot, I'd say within 2 or 3 weeks. You know, we were wondering, I was going, oh, what's going to happen? I get tons of emails from all these. So we have the American Bodywork and Massage Association, the National Certification Board for Massage, and there's the Yoga Alliance, and also the NAMA, the National Ayurvedic Medical Association. These are all governing bodies, and I'm involved with. So they've all been sending out information to us, helping us pivot onto online platforms for things, but you know, some things just like you said earlier, I don't know how it's going to all transfer. Like I can provide relaxation, meditation, and yoga therapy through Zoom. I can provide the Ayurvedic health coaching. We just actually made these really awesome booklets, Ayurvedic health guides, and it's a personal guide where when I do the consultation, I fill it in and it's personal for you. And I can do that online. I can email, you know, fill it in, create a PDF and send it over to somebody and see them through the Zoom. So it's doable.
You know, it makes me think that this could be the thing that like accelerates VR. You know, like I don't know, like as I'm like hearing you guys talk, and I'm, you know, now that I've changed sets and I'm in my bedroom a little, and I can actually hear what's being said. You know, I'm like just listening, and you know, virtual reality is one of those things that has, you know, it's been there, but it's like taking a while for it to like, I mean, you know, it's just slowly progressing, and everybody's like, yeah, this is like, you know, it's still like 5 years away. Like this could be the thing that really accelerates it, because there could be a need to have that, you know, that virtual reality to be able to like place yourself in these places. And I don't know if that like means like there's like some sort of system, you know, something. I don't know. Have you seen that? What's that movie? Ready Player One, where they have like the clothes and stuff, and then you actually start to feel I don't know. It just makes me think that this could be something that accelerates it. But to bring it back towards more of a, you know, I mean, I'm trying to bring a value conversation for our audience, right? The thing that I would say, and this is my thoughts only. You know, for somebody like yourself who is in a one-to-one business like this, right? Like that, to me, it makes me think that now is a time where you have to like really have more to that one-to-one contact. You know, you're talking about the relaxation and like the anxiety, and like I hear what Mike's saying. You know, you would think that there's an increased demand for stuff, and the answer is like I believe that 100%. There's so much anxiety right now, and people need to know how to relax and to meditate, and there's definitely, you know, we definitely need that information. The trick is like how to monetize it, right? And I think that's where it's super difficult. So, you know, you have to constantly think and figure out how you're going to innovate. And my best suggestion right now would be for anybody who's in your place to have as many one-to-one interactions as possible, whether you're doing one-to-one Zooms and just telling previous clients like, hey, I just wanted to check in on you. You know, you want to do a little Zoom call and just like, you know, talk some things out. I can give you some, you know, ways to like, you know, relax and meditate through or whatever it is. You know, like I think having a lot of one-to-one interactions right now for anybody who's in your space is the way to go.
But I mean, are you talking about fee-based or just free? I mean, I feel like now is not, I don't think, I guess.
So my thought process is, and I know it's difficult, is for it to be
Mm-hmm.
free. But I think by doing it for free and letting you're kind of like reminding people that your brand is there and that you're there, and that leads for the opportunity for them to reach back out to you. You know, this is like one of those times where I think everybody in some sort of capacity needs to think about how they're going to bring value to their, you know, to their clients. and the way I've even done that on the social media side and some of the consulting stuff that I've done is by saying, hey, like this month I'm not even going to charge you anything. I just want to make sure that your business is okay. And that you guys have everything you need to get through this. And of course, like I need that revenue just like any business, but at the same time, I'm thinking, you know, everybody during this time is giving up something, you know, is giving up their time, is giving up some of their resources. We've seen that across the board, which is like the whole purpose of community. But of course there's a delicate balance, right? Like you don't want to give so much to the point where you're going to be out of business, you know, in 2 weeks or a month or whatever it might be. Like you have to like really start figuring out how you're going to innovate your space. And
Kind of what I was thinking.
And I think you're very much on the right track. I mean, hearing the things that you were talking about, like makes me think that you're definitely on the right track. I'm just trying to bring some more perspective and value to other people who might be in your same shoes. Because there's definitely a lot of client services that are one-to-one like that. And I mean, it's a very challenging time, especially if you can't meet with them face to face and you can't give them massages and that kind of thing. So, man,
Offering like trying to sell discounted gift cards now that they can use later.
I think that's a great idea.
It's getting the word out. I think, you know, getting the word out to people that we're doing that and that we are offering all these free things online. I mean, that's why I started the Facebook group. It's everything Zoom and we're Zooming Ayurveda and yoga. It'll be relaxation techniques, breathing techniques, kind of trying to create a community like together, drawing people together. So there's resources. I'm putting resources on the page. My recordings are on the page. And this all for free. I mean, that's what I do, and that's how I can help people, is to help give them a little moment of relaxation. And within that, maybe they can have their own insights and get their own clarity for their own businesses or their own life. I don't know, you know, that's where a lot of the insights come from, deep relaxation. When you're spinning and stressed out, sometimes you just keep spinning, and to take some time to really relax.
Well, as you start to get more comfortable with Zoom and like, you know, I love how like you just instantly went into this mode of like I've got to adapt and get on this technology and understand it, and I think, you know, more people need to take those actions, because we're definitely going to be in a phase where we're going to be in this remote world, right? But as you become more comfortable with that, like doing more of the group sessions, you know, maybe you even say, hey, like if you were even reaching out to clients one-to-one saying, hey, like we kind of did this with the podcast. We're doing this like beer networking thing that we just kind of threw out there. We have no idea if anybody's going to show up or not.
I'm thinking we might need to do a 15-minute yoga session before the beer starts. I don't know. We might have to do something.
But we were kind of like, hey, we're going to do a Zoom meetup. Networking, don't know if that's even possible, but like everybody show up this day and time and, you know, and hang out with us, and maybe you can even offer some of those clients, you know, that kind of opportunity just to like, I don't know if you can do group meditation through Zoom.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good idea. It's coming. That's coming.
I'm a brainstormer, man. I just like to, I love to just get on here and brainstorm, but you decide what's actually like viable or not, if the ideas are good. I love
like to hear what people think is interesting, you know, because sometimes it's just good to hear like that somebody else thinks that's worthwhile too, you know. So it gives me more of a okay, I'll do, you know, I think if you think it's a good idea, I'm like, oh, if you think it's a good idea, probably a lot of other people may think it's a good idea. So
and I don't think it's wholly altruistic. I mean, there's definitely that part of you that wants to help, you know, the community and any individuals whenever this time is, you know, bringing people down. But there's also a fair amount of return on investment, I think, that can be expected, no matter if it's your business or anybody's, because I think that people are going to remember the value that they get, and they might become customers long term. You know, it's like, sure, you might be giving out that free value now, and I don't know what that conversion rate into customers might be, but I would think it would be something, you know.
Well, as Maya Angelou said, people won't remember what you said, but they'll remember how you made them feel. So
absolutely, yeah.
I hope that, you know, the work I do is, you know, helps people feel feel something. Really, I think it helps them know themselves. They drop into states of being where their mind quiets down, the nervous system quiets down, and they experience themselves in a state that they may not have otherwise. So it's like almost, I feel like I'm helping them know themselves in a new way that could be really helpful for them. It's really just creating those conditions for them to relax and know who they are and have greater insights and wisdom and compassion come from that place.
Do you have the, where my mind goes with that, right, Mike, where it gets really, really tough. Like, this is a great opportunity to build brand and to give a ton of value, but it's all a matter of like, okay, how long can you do that? I'm just like thinking of our audience listening. I'm like, okay, how long can you actually do that? And obviously that's different for everybody, right? Because I don't know, like, you could have like $100,000 in reserves and be fine, I don't know. I feel like
I'm a massage therapist. I don't think so.
well, like, I mean, I think most of us are probably in that place where it's like, okay, I might be able to do this for a little while, but like, I got to start generating some income, right? So it's, man, it's so tough. I mean, how are you in that regard? Like, I mean, have you planned out or looked at your runway? Like, are you able to last the last 6 months if this thing goes that long? Or is this more of like, I'm going to have to find something else to do in 4 weeks if don't start generating income? Like, where is your mindset there?
I go back and forth. I did apply for the SBA loan and I did apply for unemployment. So I haven't heard back. Under the new stimulus package, I should be entitled to something. Whereas before I wouldn't have been, independent, self-employed, you're kind of on your own. But I don't know if I'm going to get it, when I'm going to get it. I did put a donation button up on my website. I do have some products to sell, and so that would be helpful. I got these great t-shirts. And, like I said, gift cards. I do have, no, it's not, I'm lucky. I'm not one of those living from paycheck to paycheck. I've had a history of success in other businesses and other things I've done in my past. I have talked to my landlords, and they've been very kind and generous and compassionate. And both my landlord in my office and in my home where I live, I'm renting both places. I have really good relationships with them. So they don't want to lose me as a tenant, which is, I've been a good tenant, so that's really favorable, and that'll be helpful. So, I mean, I will be okay for a little while. So my first knee-jerk reaction is to use the time to grow and use the time to build my business so that when we come back, I'll be here and I'll be better than before. That's where I'm coming from.
I love those ideas too, and I would encourage our audience to also consider, if you're in that place, to definitely like reach out to landlords, I've heard a lot of people say that they've had success with that, and again, I go back to the fact that it's just like, this is the first time where we're all going through the same thing, and we're all relating to this somehow. So like, I think that's great. And I would definitely encourage our audience, if you can't, like, to go buy one of those gift cards. Are they just on your website? I can vouch for Chaya right now. Like, she gives an amazing massage.
Thank you.
I've had a couple massages done with her, and it's, oh my gosh, like, it's so crazy because like, if there's a time where I need one, it's like right now.
So I'm going to do a guided imagery. Imagine my hands, your shoulders, relax, feel that squeeze.
So
I will maybe make something like that.
Well, tell our audience where they can buy the gift cards, and tell us where they can connect with you, because we want to make sure that that you're stable through all this. So definitely let our audience know, and then we'll wrap it up.
Gift cards look like they're really nice certificates, and so you can get them online. You can either email me. It's info chayaveda.com. You can go to my website, which is chayaveda.com, CHAYAVEDA.com. You can give me a call, 352-358-5005. So I'm really around and would love to hear from people, hear your comments, hear what, how we may be able to help you. And
Awesome.
these are great gifts too, because like I said, people will forget what you say, but they'll remember how you made them feel. So,
that's right.
Right.
Well, thank you so much for coming on our show
thanks for
and
having
talking
me.
with us and being transparent and telling your story. And I know we're all going through this, and that's why Mike and I wanted to put this together and kind of see how everybody's navigating it, and hopefully we all come out the other side just perfectly okay. We will see. I know it's going to be a grind for everybody, and I'm trying to be as realistic as I can when it comes to that. Like it ain't going to be easy, but as a community, as supporting one another and encouraging one another, we will get through this. So stay strong, okay?
Thank you. Thanks so much. It was really nice being with you, and I wish everyone good luck and good health.
Yeah. Mike, any last words, bro?
I had a couple more, but they kind of blew over me. I was actually, I do have one. I wanted to ask, and I'm sure a lot of people reach out that aren't doing anything, stress relief, anything. Does the way this virus has come on, this pandemic, your recommendation, if you're going to give anybody listening one recommendation of how they can relieve some stress, what I was going to ask is, does it change? Does this pandemic change anything that you would recommend? But also just kind of what would you throw out there as something that somebody could do to relieve just a little bit of stress in their life right now?
It's individual. It depends where someone's starting from and what their belief system is. So much of our stress is just our belief system, how we come into relationship with life. So to see this situation as an opportunity rather than a challenge. I mean, the people that see change, life is about change. Everything's always changing. If we can see change as an opportunity, that's going to actually change your relationship to it and reduce your stress. So stress ultimately comes from your thinking and how you come into relationship with life and with your situation. And to think about also stress affects your immunity. This was our module last weekend, so I was just talking about it. We did the endocrine system and the nervous system and how these systems are affected. They create stress and how stress lowers your immunity. So it's so important to remain relaxed. What is the one? And it's interesting that you say, what's the one thing? The one thing may be different for each person, but it's true. Like I said earlier, pick one thing. People tend to hop around from thing to thing to thing. They want to know a little bit about everything. They're curious. But when you do that, things don't work the same way. If you pick one thing, it's your go-to. It's an anchor, and you go deep into it. So whether it's going to be a breathing practice or a yoga nidra practice or a stretching practice or taking a walk in nature or one thing that one great yogi once said, if there was one thing he recommended, you just put your attention between your eyebrows and never take it off. I say now, put your attention on your hands. Maybe there's a gesture with your hands that feels comfortable. When you get stressed, you just kind of do this gesture. You know what? Then you know where your hands are and you don't touch your face. So this is another form that can help you relax, is to bring your hands face down and put them on your lap. It's kind of grounding, touching the earth, feeling your feet on the earth. Take a bath, take a shower, that warmth, and feel nourished and purified by this. Again, it can be regular daily things we do, but just doing them with a new, fresh appreciation and relationship to them can help you really relax, to feel like you're, taking time for yourself, working on your inner state, so that no matter what's going on out here, sometimes it's just like a movie. Life, it's really happening, but things move and they change all the time. If we can allow things to kind of move and pass over, harmonize, use it to grow, and keep our inner state at ease, you're okay. And as a community, I just see such an outpouring of compassion and generosity. everyone's taking care of everybody. It's a beautiful thing. And then to focus on that, how we respond to this situation is going to be the blueprint for our future. So we respond in ways with love and compassion, and however we respond now, that's what's going to be your future. So so picking one thing, you don't have to do everything. I think, people think they have to do everything. They go and you order a meal at a restaurant. It's got to have 12 million ingredients. Bread has to have 39 grains. It used to be wheat bread, one bread, rye bread. Then we went to 3 grains. Then we went to 12 and 29. You can't digest so many things in one time. And it's the same with any kind of practice. Pick one thing. You can then digest it easily. It will be your go-to. And you'll be surprised. The more gentle you are with yourself, the greater opening that you have. And the more you can just let go of what's not serving you. If you let go a little, you'll have a little peace. If you let go a lot, you'll have a lot of peace. And if you let go completely, you will have complete freedom, and your inner state will remain untouched. And so it's how we shift our attention. So,
well, I'm going to take a bath tonight. Collin, what are you going to do?
What's one thing you can do to relax?
Oh, man. Does drinking a beer count?
Okay.
No, I've actually done really well with meditation in the last year, actually, and it's helped me a lot. So I'm definitely doing well with that practice, and it's helped. And I think a lot of it has helped with. I loved what you said about looking at this as an opportunity. That mindset, and that being in that place, and I'm absolutely looking at this as an opportunity. And so I love that encouragement, and I hope that the rest of our audience does as well. So
I see you reaching out, and I really appreciate it. You helped me out with my YouTube channel and getting that, improving that. And I see you helping so many people. Both of you have been helping everybody in the community, and we're really lucky to have folks like you guys. So thank you.
Well, let's
if anyone wants to learn meditation, let me know. There are free links on my website. You can just click on the link, close your eyes, and relax.
Love Beautiful. It. Maybe we can just encourage everybody to pay it forward today. Keep paying it forward, everybody.
Sounds good.
Well, thank you again so much for coming on, and we will see our audience later. This is the WHOA GNV podcast, the podcast bringing you businesses and individuals that make you go, whoa. Give us your best whoa.
Whoa.
We will see you later. Thanks, guys. Bye. Bye.